ready for another session. So you were in Morta's Mortuary, and Plame was being ever so polite and attracted the attention of the proprietor. The door opens with a loud creak, and there's this deathly pale woman, dressed entirely in black with long gloves and a veil over her face.
It's like a mourning veil, like she's in mourning?
Yeah, like in mourning, yes. And she kind of looks at you all, one hand kind of held out languidly. Just, yes.
Can we tell her ancestry or anything through the veil, or is it like a dark veil?
Well, you'd guess probably Chilaxian. It's hard to tell.
So human, maybe?
Yes.
Hello. We have just come from the vase and the bookstore.
Oh, Vaz, I tell you that catty lady is always over here all the time. Always in my business.
Side note, before we get down to our business, and not to emulate Ms. Vaz, but do you think she comes to you often just because of everything you hear from about town and she's just a busybody, or?
Oh, well, it's not really my place to talk. Roll me a diplomacy check.
Ooh, Fawin has rolled a 15 plus 7, so is that a 23? 22.
Well, it's not really my place to talk, but have you ever noticed her accent slips around? I mean, Chilaxian, I'm sure.
Nice.
I noticed the same thing, Fawin says.
No.
Boddy rolls his eyes, and he's now decided the only source that this woman could have been for Voss is a source of gossip and idle chatter, and he is deeply disappointed.
How handy detect alignment would be, you know what I'm saying?
There's no more.
Yeah, that's true.
So what was that? Oh, yes. Yeah, she's nearly as bad as, that one fellow from down the street. I always keep an eye on him.
The halfling?
No, not that halfling. Well, that halfling, he is a piece of work. I swear, he's probably not worth a fraction of what she paid for his bond. She's losing money on that little. Well, we shouldn't say such things, but.
Calmant.
Yeah, oh, yes, that's his name. Oof, terrible one, that. Yeah. I mean, she is as bad a liar as that Passandi fellow. He's like, oh, I'm an honest businessman.
One of Boddy's ears perks up at the sound of Passandi's name.
If he's an honest businessman, I'm a cleric of destiny.
Oh, this.
I love this.
Boddy might not care for this chick, but Jeremy sure does. This is fun.
Although I'm having to bite my tongue a lot.
Yes,
Which is painful with teeth like that.
So Plame pipes up and says,
You say Vaz is always in your business? Does it mean she brings you lots of dead bodies?
Oh, I like you. You're a dark one. No, she's always asking me about everyone. What this family does, what that one does. You would not believe how much some people gossip in this town.
You don't say.
Fawin reaches into one of her pouches and pulls out a silver piece and just sets it on the counter and says, it's very interesting to me, and slides the silver piece toward the center of the counter just a little bit and says, those Passante people, what do you think about that?
well, you go to slide it.
It's gone.
She looks down at Plame.
Oh, sorry. Force of habit.
He puts it back.
That's okay. What did she say about Passante? Distressful, sneaky?
Honest businessman.
Oh, yeah, honest businessman. So, are you implying that maybe he has other lines of work, or just that he takes advantage of people?
Well, his father was very tight with those Hell Knight people. You know how they can be.
We've met one, yes.
Mm-hmm. Worked on their keep all the time. And the goblins, when they first showed up, he was always talking with them. I don't know what they were up to, but I doubt it was anything good. And they always, their family has always done very well for themselves. even when they probably shouldn't.
Boddy's other ear has ticked up.
So now he's kind of like a dog with both of them forward, like a horse.
Oh, yes. Things have been going very well for them until just the last few years. They've been having a run of bad luck, I suppose. If you can call it bad luck. I mean, everything has gone so well. I mean, is not winning the control of the city council really that bad luck?
Oh.
And then there's another Mason moves into town. The Tuskhead people down by the creek. They've been getting some clients away from him. Now, he hasn't done anything about it yet, but I know one of these days something's going to have to give.
Is Tuskhead their name or a description? Like, are they orky?
Fawin is so glad that Plame asked that question because she didn't know how rude this lady might be trying to be.
He's a dwarf.
Ah, okay. They make good builders.
Yeah, they do. Though, I hear he gets all his stone quarried somewhere else and they just slip it in on a barge.
Boddy's staying quiet in the back, just listening.
Yeah. The Pasandis, they've been running that business forever. They used to be partial owners in the lumber company down there, but they got out of that business right before the owlbears moved into the area. Good luck for them.
Owlbears?
Suspiciously.
Owlbears? I thought someone said there were hobgoblins as well.
Oh yes, we've had them move into the area too. There have been a few caravans got attacked. Hasn't gone over well.
Boddy's ears go down. He says, right, no, it's not good. He's thinking it won't be good for his reputation in town because people will associate him with the other hobgoblins, and he's worried that they could be in the area looking for other hobgoblins that may have departed their service a little early.
Oh no.
She does kind of look over at you. Looks you up and down for a second. Says, anyway, yeah, Vuskers has been having trouble, because they normally outfit the caravans. But with them being attacked, people have kind of gotten scarce, hard to get supplies sometimes. It's been a bit of a problem for my business. I guess it's been a problem for a lot of businesses. Except Pasandi, he's been doing fine.
As in, most of his materials and supplies are unaccosted?
Yeah, they switched to taking a different route.
Just before the hobgoblins showed up.
Oh, about a week or so before.
So she said that her business was suffering?
You would think with owlbears, hobgoblins attacking caravans that your business would be better.
Well, it helps a little, but I do need supplies to care for our departed loved ones, probably.
Really? Supplies? Like what kind of supplies?
All kinds of things. Incense and holy symbols and unguents and oils to keep them from decaying too quickly. Every faith has their own thing. A lot of Kalins people in this area, and Shalins, and a couple of other types.
Plame will look at Fawin and say,
That's weird. My people, we just toss them on the bonfire and call it a day.
Yes, it's Inara's folks probably do the same.
and then he winks at her.
Oh, I see. Yes. She catches the wink. So, well, that's very interesting. Well, Vaz is on her way to Malthun for supplies, actually. And is there anything you might need or request? Maybe we could get a message to her, jump ahead, and for her to bring anything back for you.
I wouldn't want anything from Malthun. I can get enough from Dumas. It's not too far. We just gotta find a way around the hobgoblins. I mean, it's closer anyway.
I didn't understand why she would want to go to Malthun either.
Well, I mean, how the people of Dumas are. They're always all about money. No respect for the ritual of it all. I do like rituals.
Speaking of rituals, have you ever heard of the divine empowering people in moments of need. Like out of nowhere, they just seem to be able to channel the divinity and help their colleagues or a loved one, even themselves.
Well, you know how it is. There's always stories, like a cleric, or you some kind of familiar spirit.
Well, no. She glances at Mesmer. No, not like a familiar spirit or something, but and not a cleric either. Just kind of like a one-time shot, like just Pharasma or whomever just decides to bless someone with an ability to do something miraculous.
She just kind of smiles knowingly. Religion's check here. Well, you know those gods. They're always interfering and then ignoring you. They're very flighty.
Boddy nods and says, I couldn't agree more.
Yes. Well, do you have any more questions? Because I am just stacked up back there.
Wow.
That was unintentional. Okay.
No, I think I learned everything that I needed to know.
Well, good, because we need to get back to work.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, she sticks her arm out. He goes, come on. It's one of the little statues of those birds.
Yes?
One of them hops over onto her hand.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
Creepy.
Oh, my little pet. How you doing? Hi. We're hungry, aren't we? You notice it turns and it's watching everybody as she walks into the back door. Back room. And then the door just kind of closes on its own.
Creepy. What kind of bird was it?
It's like a blackbird, like a crow.
Yeah. Underneath it has a mask on, yeah. Mm-hmm. So one of them was just in costume. Yeah. Very cool. Let's bail.
Yeah, I think we all just kind of...
Roll me a perception check, Fawin.
Okay. That's a 15 on the die. Plus 4 is a 19 for perception.
Yeah. You realize that Mesmer had been sitting at the base of the little plinth that bird had been on the entire time.
Just watching it.
Just watching it.
Mesmer, get over here. Come on. Mesmer.
See, lick his lips.
Licking her,
Follow where the bird went.
licking his chops.
Then you just kind of see his shoulders go, and he hops up on your shoulder and flops down.
Across like a stole,
Yeah,
right?
across like a stole, yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. She's ready to go if you guys are ready.
Right.
Body's at the door already.
Yeah.
Where are you guys off to?
As once we get outside, Fawin says, okay, so obviously I don't think she's involved in anything evil per se. I don't know if we are investigators or if it's even our purview as a Call of Heroes thing to do, but I'm worried about this Pasonde guy. I think he might be involved in some type of criminal activity.
Yeah, I get the feeling he is using the goblins to ferry goods. Maybe from Gorund. Maybe they've got some pathway that these animals came through.
Well, that'd be... Oh, you mean like he's found some economical, magical pathway to get things there quickly?
Yeah. If he's found some magical way around all these obstructions, like the owlbears and the hobgoblins, maybe to force out competition, he's got the market cornered now.
And there are lots of stories of, goblins turning to mercenary work. If he has, in effect, hired them not to protect caravans, but to attack others.
Right.
It's not right.
One way or another, he's got his goods coming and no one else's. And that can only be good for him.
Yeah.
And I think he's exploiting the goblins possibly too, using them to ferry goods out of that castle. Probably not very happy about the Calumet stopping the goblins from getting their work done.
I agree. Yes. Do we know, have we been the only heroes to go to the Citadel?
Oh,
Like, didn't you overhear Calmet say something about, oh yeah, I've supplied lots of people?
Not Kelman.
The halfling at Quarters and
Yeah,
Bits.
Twiddleton.
yes. Well, it sounds like this whole heroes call thing has been repetitive, sending people to the castle.
I just wonder if how successful they've been. Have they done the owlbear job? Did they go to the Citadel and then gone off to other things, or not come back?
Well, when we were talking to the merchant,
Yes?
we sold him back something he said he had sold to an adventurer.
Oh,
The owlbear claw.
the wolf claw.
That's what he found up by the bugbear.
Oh my goodness. maybe all the things that we found weren't left over from the Hell Knights that they kept there for 20 years. Maybe those are things that unsuccessful adventurers that they left up there. We could be like, these could have belonged to people.
Right. Could be some racket the whole town's in on. Send people up there to die, harvest the goods, and sell them over again. Is that what you're saying?
I hadn't thought of that, Boddy, but that's actually a great bit of deductive reasoning.
Right. Well, always expect the worst from people, and you'll never be disappointed.
So, from a meta perspective, this thing could go a couple of different ways. We'd venture down into the Citadel, but then also come back and quote-unquote help to clean up the town.
Yeah, we have a couple pathways now. Boddy really wants to go check out the Basandi brothers anyway. He's been suspicious of them with the goblins and stuff. So, yeah. But if we go there and call them out on whatever's going on, is it going to start a fight? You know, do they have hired muscle? Are we going to want to have an
Basandi is on the city council. He just doesn't run it.
I was going to say, they feel like that is a beehive we do not want to kick right now.
Yeah, we'd be careful. We need to make sure we get some more information before we go confront them.
The DM will remind you that you did promise the goblins you would be back soon.
Plus, Stagrum isn't going to wait long.
Heck, he could be gone right now. We don't even know. Stagrum is, whenever we leave him alone, it could be the last time we see him.
So as players, we don't want to open that up yet.
No.
Basandi are...
I mean, Boddy suspects that they are bad actors.
100%.
That they're definitely doing operations that are untoward, but they're definitely people of interest to Boddy. But he doesn't want to just barge in there and start slinging accusations.
They're close with the Hell Knights. How could this possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good. We didn't ask Stagrum about the Pasantis, did we?
No, they've talked about how they helped build the castle originally, but we didn't ask Stagrum.
We might need to be careful about that. Could open up a can of worms.
Mm-hmm. We did find out from the Dwarven Cleric that WG may stand for Wizard's Grace.
Mm-hmm. Which is the name of a tavern.
The first tavern that we went to.
Yep, the one right down from City Hall.
So as we leave the mortuary, hey Plame.
Yes?
Do you think you could get us back into the bookstore again?
I don't know that we locked it, but we can go check.
Okay. Boddy, we have the 3 scrolls that we didn't give away. And I'd like to find a quiet place and not necessarily troubling Inara's rest where you and I could study them or look at them for a little bit.
Right.
Do you think if we go back to the bookstore, we might be able to just use her room to look at things there at her countertop or whatever?
Yeah, that's a nice quiet place. It's a good idea. What do you do with the scrolls, though?
Well, I think you can copy them into your book. If I understand correctly, you'll be able to copy them into your book, and then it will remain for me to be able to use. But when I draw the magic from them, it's going to pull it off of the scroll. It's going to destroy it.
Interesting. Is that how it works for you?
It briefly, yes.
Yeah, I just copy it to my book, and then I have it's from one paper to the next.
Yeah.
And then I read it and memorize it.
Well, at the bookstore, we might be able to find ink and materials that you need to make that copy.
That's likely. How do you feel about using those things from this lady, even though we're not paying for them?
Well, if she's into trouble with the town, then anything that we use as a resource to help the town is kind of making her give back.
Right, I'm cool with it. I just didn't know how you felt about it.
In this case, perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need these things.
Yeah, I agree.
So
basically, every scroll that I copy costs 2 gold of materials. So we're stealing quite a bit of stuff from her.
There's only 3 for you to copy. It's only
6 gold worth.
It's only 6 gold
Yeah.
pieces.
It's fine.
I mean,
You can afford it.
yeah,
Just leave it on the counter.
exactly.
Preferably when Plame's around.
Well, it depends on what level the scrolls are. But if it's
per
2
scroll per level.
Yeah, for first level, it's 2 gold pieces. DC is 15, Arcana check. Second level is 6, and the DC jumps to 18.
Yeah.
And then third level, it's 16 gold pieces and jumps to 20. So it gets increasingly hard to learn these spells.
Plame, you okay with helping us? Just double checking it, and then you can go do whatever you need to?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So I guess we'll go back to...
All right. Yeah, it'll be a thievery 20 to pick the lock.
Is it locked again? Dang it.
Yeah, the authorities probably locked it on the way out.
lawful people.
8 and 8's a 16.
Not so much the front door.
Yeah.
Well, you can go through a window.
Plame says, I'll be right back.
Oh.
It's a little harder this way, but it gets the job done.
And he's going to go back up to the window and downstairs and unlock the door.
Okay.
Nice.
Do you go into the staff room?
Nope.
Sure.
No, I'm good.
Okay, it's just sitting there. Okay. So the front door opens and there's a Plame there.
Awesome. Thank you, Plame.
Good morning, Dave.
And we duck inside, and Fawin pulls out the scroll. This is a alarm, rank 1. This is fear. It's also a rank 1. And then she pulls out a scroll you haven't seen. This is force barrage. It will magically shoot a missile of force.
Well, let's see what I can do.
I don't know if you're interested in any of these.
It takes an hour per spell rank. So
Perfect.
we'll be here for 3 hours.
Plame will look at Fawin and be,
As interesting as this appears, I think I'm gonna go for a walk. Maybe visit that first pub we were at, Wizard's Grace.
Be careful, Plame. We don't know exactly what their intentions are. Although you did sing that song there, and you're in good with the tavern owner.
Yes, as long as you don't touch his turnip.
Right.
Wow.
Lock the door when you leave.
Okay.
Oh, and don't forget, don't go in the other room, the big spear thing.
Okay.
Also, don't mess with the back door. I don't know what's going on with it, but it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay.
Okay.
The front room there looks the way you left it, with the book of the Garundi fauna setting out and the book on elven religion setting out.
Oh, she took that with her.
Oh, you took that with you?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
The Norberger book and the Elven Religion book she took with her.
Okay. And, there was a sheet of paper stuffed away.
Oh, that's right. So, as she's pulling the scrolls out of her pouch, this triggers Fawin's memory. She's like, oh, and she grabs the book of elven deities out of her backpack that she borrowed from here. And there was an inserted page, like a single sheet. And she pulls that out, like there were notes or something on it?
Yes, it seems to be some scribbling in, mostly in elven.
Yes.
Up at the top, you see scribbled Aiuvarin, underlined with an exclamation point. Aiuvarin, ring in Isgr, known as Elseta's ring, Age of Legends, created in Galarian, question mark. Candlarin, question mark. Instrumental in Aiuvarin hubs, Hell Knights, Forgotten, question mark, check the hill.
Oh. And was there a name that you said too? Kelamet something?
Candlarin, Candlaron.
And what was that phrasing that she said?
Age of Legends, Candlarin.
Okay. Wild.
Chance I won't learn these.
There is a chance.
Yeah, because it's DC 15.
Ooh.
And my Arcana check is 7. My Arcana bonus is 7. So we'll just see what the dice hold in store for us.
Which one?
Let's try Fear first.
Is that the one you want the most?
No, just
Okay.
Boddy pulls out a spell book, which I don't think you've seen yet. It is a spell book with elven style and elven lettering.
Did it belong to somebody else, or is it yours original?
It belonged to someone else.
Yeah.
And it has like blood spattered on it, like stains that Boddy can't get out with prestidigitation.
Cryptic ruins in the corners, maybe sigils and possibly a pentagram on it.
Yeah, there's some.
Given who you got it from.
Correct. It's obviously got a history. That's not necessarily associated with Boddy.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about that before, right? Where he learned he
knows,
has shared that with her.
Yes, she knows that he learned from an elf. But there's just a reminder, like this is, it's different.
He pulls it out and she sees it. And if you don't mind me saying so, roll a perception check.
Natural 20.
You feel like it's obvious the the want that is on her face, the desire to look at that and have it. And I'll roll here. She gets an 18 on her will. She taps it down, but you notice it. It was very obvious, the covetedness that came across her face when she saw that.
Yeah, well, when Boddy pulled it, he pulled it from behind his cloak, from his back. It's not something he wears on display. He's not showing off that he has this book, because it's a dead giveaway that he's not your average hobgoblin. So as he takes it out, he's looking at your eyes. So he sees you. He says, "This is my secret."
And then she darts up, and you see her gain control of that covetousness that was on her face. It's safe with me, Boddy. I'll never say anything to people before you reveal it first.
And he stares at her. He says, "This almost cost me my life, and it's caused my whole existence to change. So when I tell you this needs to remain my secret, except for amongst us, I'm serious. It says life and death."
And she reaches up and strokes Mesmer just kind of subconsciously, and she says, I understand.
Right. And so Boddy softens a little bit. His posture returns to his normal slouchy, relaxed self. He says, "I'm still trying to understand how all this works," and he starts rifling around, looking for the inks and
You
things.
can find them
And Fawin will
under the
help too.
counter.
He says, "All right, let's give this a try." And he sets them down and says, "This is going to take a while, and I wouldn't mind you looking over these writings and make sure that I'm doing it right. But do you read these scrolls? Can you cast a spell from a scroll like I can?"
Yeah, I can do that. Pull it directly from it. But of course, doing that will pull the magic out of the scroll.
Yes. It'll use it up, but we both can read it in that way. So that's why I find it curious that you don't copy it into a book like I do. Your magic works different than mine.
It's more akin to a sorcerer's type of magic in a way, and that was a 16 on deception.
Yep. Nice. Okay. Should I roll perception to see if I pick up her lie? Let's see what happens. My perception is a 18.
Oh, yeah, she's not telling the truth. That's not how sorcerer's magic works. Like you.
Something's hinky.
So Boddy says, "Right. Well, I only know how my magic works. There are not a lot of great teachers in the Hobgoblin ranks for arcane magic, knowing our history. Especially not elf magic."
Well, we can work together some.
Right. Well, can Fawin do an aid check to help Boddy as he copies these?
Yeah.
That's what he's asking, basically.
Yeah, could I do roll arcana and do an aid check for that? Yeah. That, not the greatest, but it still becomes an 18 on the die. And she could do nudge, fate, or guidance, but so if there's one spell you really want, then I'll cast guidance on the one spell you really want.
Well, yeah, because you have to wait an hour.
Oh, each one takes an hour. I could give you guidance on each one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I got a 7. So I have a +7. Did I get an aid from her on that aid check?
Yes.
Okay, so that's is an aid check a circumstance bonus? Time to get in the rules.
It's a +2. Oh, no, wait, that's a critical success. The typical DC is 15. The DM can adjust it. She rolled the modified 18.
So what I'm wondering is, does the guidance and the aid...
This is a circumstance
And
bonus.
guidance is a status bonus.
Cool, so they stack.
So they will stack. Yes.
So my check is a +9, and I'm shooting for a 15.
And so how are you aiding?
She is going to lay out all of the materials kind of in the order that Boddy might need to mix them or put them together.
Cool. So I just need a 6 or better.
Yep.
SD Wade dice, and I have a hero point if I really need it.
Come on.
14.
Yes!
Boom!
So the first one is good. I have learned the spell Fear.
You have learned fear.
Boddy gets done with the copying Fear to his book. He says, "Right, that looks perfect." Like paces over the runes with his finger, and he hands it to her. And
That's wonderful work, Boddy. Well, let's do all of yours, and then we'll do mine a little bit later.
The next,
Do you aid him on all 3?
I will, yeah.
yeah. What's the next one?
The next one is Force Barrage or Alarm.
Let's do Alarm.
Okay. Roll the 12 plus 8, so
20.
that's a 20 on the aid this time.
Okay.
Yep. And
Probably
so,
a +1.
Yep. +2 total, so +9.
Plus the guidance, yep.
Yep. 15 on the dice. That's another one.
yes,
So boom.
Alarm, no problem.
Another hour goes by, and another spell gets learned, and that's alarm. He checks it over once again, traces the runes with his fingers, and says, "Yeah, that's working good. That's good. We're getting the hang of this." So he does the last one, and here we go. This is gonna be close. Did your aid?
21 on the aid.
Yes.
Plus one still.
And then casting guidance one more time as our hour of
Plus
prep
2.
in between.
Body got a 7 on the dice, which is a 14 plus 2. So 9 plus 7 is a 15. Exactly.
Oof.
Yes.
Well, you're not feeling good about that one, but it's in there.
It was trickier.
Force barrage is
Force
trickier.
barrage is tough.
And Body says, this spell is a little more complicated. It's different. The more time I spend casting it, the more energy I can channel at a foe.
Oh.
All right, so that means we successfully copied all 3 spells from my spellbook. Yeah.
That's
So
fantastic.
Body puts the scrolls back together and says, all right, here they are for you.
Oh, thank you, Boddy. Thank
Now-
you so much.
How do you learn them and how can I help you?
Well, just by watching you, I'll be able to draw the magic off of it. It'll be good. And Mesmer gives this really loud.
Body looks at Mesmer, looks at you.
That deception was a 21.
Oh, you're gonna get me. Yeah. Body says, all right, well, that's an interesting way the magic flows through you. It's much harder for me to do it.
It's very difficult. Something that I need a lot of concentration and privacy to do.
Well, thank you for helping me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So once you're done with them, we'll have the scrolls. We can use them in a pinch as well.
And when I do it, it's going to draw the magic off of the scroll. It's going to destroy the scroll. That's why I wanted you to have a chance to do it first. It's almost as if I cast it, but...
But just now you said that you just have to watch me and that would do it.
No, watching you helped me understand how the workings of it are puts together.
Right. One of his eyebrows goes up and his ear kind of pokes up and he scratches his head like, all right, well, that's interesting. You know better than I do about this magic stuff. What a liar.
And then
She is. She's
As we're getting ready to leave, Body looks at all the materials that are left and he says, right, I guess she won't be needing these if she's not coming back from prison, right?
I agree.
Floop. And
there's probably about 15 gold worth of materials back here.
Nice, cool.
Nice.
I will put that in my inventory.
Fawin remembers the locked book case in the back room.
Yes.
And she looks at the door, lingers, but she also remembers just barely the trap and sighs heavily and lets her curiosity not possibly kill her and Mesmer.
Oh, don't worry about that. Mesmer's going to be fine. You, however. So you guys gather up your things, you head out, get yourself some supper. While everyone's busy speaking and eating and catching up. Fawin, what are you up to?
Well, Fawin finds an isolated place much later in the evening, maybe even after everyone's gone to bed.
Yeah.
And maybe asking the innkeep for a small closet or somewhere that she can just have some privacy. And we see in the darkness a candle gets lit and Mesmer's green eyes are glowing and Fawin's sitting there and there's this small wooden bowl that she pulls out of her backpack and sets it in between she and Mesmer. And she pours from her wineskin, she pours a little bit of something in there and then takes out the scroll and taps it down into the bowl and it soaks and permeates in the scroll.
Soaked with wine.
Yeah, and it takes a while because of the magical nature of the parchment and the parchment itself, but it gets all mushy. You know, maybe like, I don't know, an hour later it's all mushy and gross. And she takes it and kind of swirls it, it's all pasty and goopy, and she scoops part of it with her finger and holds it out to Mesmer, and he starts licking it. And as he eats the scroll,
his eyes begin to glow.
And Fawin smiles, because the power feels so good.
And more next week.
So Mesmer's just a normal cat.
Wayfinder Legends is a production of Red Dirt RPG, LLC, and all original characters and artwork are the property of their respective creators. The Age of Ashes adventure path was originally produced by Paizo Publishing, and all Paizo titles, characters, and artwork are used with respect under the guidelines of the OGL and ORC guiding licenses. If you like what you've heard, join the party at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. You'll get additional content, Discord access, and quarterly gifts, and more. Join the party at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Be a hero.
I'm trying to figure out this accent. Is it Southern Belle or crossdresser?
I think the answer is yes.
I do declare.
Yeah, it was supposed to be something else, and it just wanders around. It's lost.
Talking about wandering accents.
Let's do it.
But it's selling the character. Like it really, like we see.
I gotta get the hand.
We know, yes, there's a hand gesture that goes along with it.
Now I'm turning into the Southern Belle. it's like someone between a Southern Belle and a goth, and it's just not quite working out.
Like it's like in a Valley Girl.
Yeah, it's like a mix of the three.
I love it.
No, stones, honey. Stones.
Are you talking about building materials, or you're making innuendos? Innuendo.
Well, always expect the worst from people, and you'll never be disappointed.
Body, the life coach. Sorry, I just went blank there for a second.
Yeah, it's like the most depressing life coaching ever. Like, you're gonna fail.
Just on a side note, actually goblins treat their dead with a great amount of awe.
Okay.
Oh no, I think it's will it eat?
Or like, oh, he owed me 5 silver. Yep.
Terrible.
That is an interesting thing. Out of curiosity, mage hand. It works on inanimate objects, right?
Yeah, 2 pounds.
So if I had a small beehive full of bees, I could use it to chuck it at somebody.
Yeah.
Yes, you could.
Put a cork.
That is one of the most goblin things you've thought of in a while.
Hey, and you have mage hand.
Yep.
I'm coming up with a game.
Does it sting?
Is this mage hand Quidditch that we're talking about here? That's fun.
It's all fun and games until you
So
run
you-
out of spell plane.
Now you'll have to do is find a way to successfully, safely transport a beehive with you all the time.
Just don't lose concentration. Don't lose concentration.
You get a bag of holding and drop them all in there, and then just have the mage hand turn it upside down. You can use Tensor's floating disc.
Anyway,
Not in this game, you can't. It's got to be somebody else's floating disc.
That's right.
Timmy's.
Timmy.
That's exactly what I was going with it. Oh, that kind of bad actor.
Yes.
Okay.
He specifically,
I thought you meant that they were like doing community theater.
they were just like trying to, get their chops.
Uh-huh.
They're
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
improv.
Right. Yeah.
Improv on a Friday night.
Losers, they probably like do role playing.
They've got a podcast.
But can they do a goth Southern Belle Valley girl? Sorry. I mean, you could go, annoy one of the richest, most connected families in town. How could that go wrong?
if the bookstore had traps that would do nearly 30 points of damage, I can only imagine what the crime family in town has set up at their place. Wizard's Grace is the very first tavern.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Caden's Keg is where we're having home base at right now.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much like a temple as well. It's like a shrine.
It actually has a shrine in one corner with a silver tankard and everything.
There you go.
Have the placard. Mm-hmm. You know about the placard, right? Oh, Caden Kalen. Yeah, apparently in his lore, innkeepers will put up a little placard because he doesn't have like rules, right? Per se, he just has little sayings, and they'll put it on there like, "Be excellent to one another," kind of thing.
Yeah.
Visit that first pub we were at, Wizard's Grace.
With the tavern owner.
Yes, as long as you don't touch his turnip.
Right.
Yep, that's him.
That's the main reason Brook doesn't want to go back, is because we'll have the accent again.
Nice.
Just teasing.
Bar on a Friday night. Beer, oh beer, you wash away our troubles and our fear from loggers.